Hey there, YouTube family. Dr. K here, back for another video. And today we're talking about teacher burnout. As we enter back into the classrooms, I think we have to be armed with keeping ourselves mentally and physically healthy. So I got a question recently from one of my subscribers, and they wanted to know, how do I come up with these videos? So one of the ways that I come up with the videos is to look at my own life. So this is the result of that video today. As you know, I am back in K-12 education. I'll leave my video below in the description and up here for you to take a look at that journey. But yes, I have left higher education and I am back working as a school leader in K-12. So one of the reasons I'm doing a video today is because I want to keep in my mind right in the front that I need to monitor my mental health and to look out for the signs of burnout. So the video today is all about burnout, and I'm going to give you 5 maybe surprising tips and things to kind of know about burnout that you may not have known. Some of you may already have known this. Some were new for me. And you know, of course, I took notes because I have a horrible memory. So before I go into those 5 things, if you're new to my video, Winning in Education, we talk all things winning. I'm trying to make sure you are winning in education, whatever it means to you. Whether you're staying in the profession, new to the profession, trying to leave the profession, or in the case of this video, trying to be more healthy in the profession. So if you have not subscribed, please do so. I really love to see my subscriber count going up. That makes me very excited. And please comment in our comment section and join that community. There's a lot of comments going back and forth, and I'm knocking on wood as I say this. Thankfully, they have been very positive comments. So yes, keep up the positive comments. Those negative Nancy's, please stay away. All right, so further ado, we're going to dive into it. So maybe you have not thought too much about teacher burnout in the aspect of trying to figure out what it is, how it affects your life. Should I be concerned about it as an educator? And I'm going to say yes, you should be concerned about it as an educator. So I have some statistics here that I'm going to read. The first one is 75% of teachers experience high levels of stress and burnout in the profession. And this was the most surprising statistic that I came across in my kind of research for today's video. That 75% of those teachers reported having 7 days or more in a 30-day period of severe teacher burnout or stress. So let me say that again. In a month, 75% of these teachers are saying for 7 days, and that's a total week, right? They have experienced not just minor burnout, but severe burnout and stress that's affecting their mental and physical health. So that's tip number 1. We have to really monitor our body, right? And keep an eye on what's going on. I would not have believed that the statistic was this high. It is. I've read a couple of journals. And again, I'm doing this for me just as much as I'm trying to share this information with the community, because I know how stressful the job is. Whether you're a teacher, whether you're a school leader like me now, it is stressful. So that's one thing we want to kind of know about this idea of burnout. The next thing is, number 2, is burnout affects your mental health. And I have something here that I wanted to read. It was an article, and I'm going to see if I can find the article and link it so you can actually get it. I'm not sure what's going on with my light. Okay, there it is. The Journal of School Psychology found that teachers were more than twice as likely to experience clinical significant levels of depression and anxiety compared to their non-burnout counterpart. So if you are in that 75% and you're experiencing chronic burnout symptoms, you are more than twice than likely to experience this clinical. So that would be clinical depression, clinical symptoms of anxiety that would take you out of the norm, right? And probably send you screaming and running to your doctor, which you need to be doing. So that was a surprising fact for me. I know teacher burnout or burnout, educator burnout affects your mental health. I didn't realize that it was to these chronic levels that I was able to find in the course of researching for this video. So yes, burnout is affecting not only your mental health on the surface level, but to the chronic level. And we know once you start getting into those chronic levels, then we're talking about medication, we're talking about doctor's visits, we're talking about just a deterioration of your overall well-being. So that was a surprising fact for me. Number 3 here of my 5 surprising facts about teacher burnout was your burnout, teacher burnout, educator burnout is also affecting your mental health as well as your physical health. So we talked about the mental health. Now let's talk about the physical health. And what they talked about in the study, and this study was also from the Journal of Occupational Health and Psychology, a 2019 study, and they found that teacher burnout was significantly correlated with increased physical health complaints. So things like exhaustion, insomnia, and headaches. And if you go on YouTube and you look at some of these YouTube videos about teachers quitting, the first thing that you probably will hear them talking about is these headaches, right? They go home and they have these headaches, they wake up with these headaches. So this is a physical manifestation of educator burnout. So don't let anybody tell you that this is all in your mind. Teacher burnout, educator burnout, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. It is affecting you chronically, emotional mental health, right? It's also affecting your physical body health. So you're experiencing insomnia, exhaustion, and headaches. And insomnia is something that I struggle with, and it's a big deal. My doctor is constantly talking to me about making sure that you are coming up with a sleep routine that really works for you. I think I talked about that in my last video. Trying to unplug from your devices well in advance before you go to try to go to sleep, because you're all wired when we're on these devices. And if you can give yourself some break and wind down time from closing off the phones and computers to trying to fall asleep, that will maybe help with the insomnia. So this is a big deal. This was a surprising fact for me, number 3. Yes, I knew teacher burnout, educator burnout affected you physically, right? I usually get some pains in my necks here when I'm, under stress, but I didn't realize it was rising to the level of insomnia, which we know is a big deal if you're not sleeping, as well as these headaches, constant headaches. So that's going to mean you're irritable. If you're anything like me, I've had migraines for the early part of my life, and they could be debilitating. So maybe you don't have migraines. Maybe you are suffering from burnout, and that's something we need to be talking over with our doctors. Okay, so number 4 is surprising fact, maybe not so surprising. We know burnout is affecting our overall job satisfaction, right? Okay, of course it is. When we're burnt out, we're not really enjoying our job. But I did come across some interesting statistics. So in the United States, teachers have been talking about their decline in their job satisfaction rate over time. So let's say in 2017 and 2018, only 44% of teachers reported being very satisfied. So very satisfied. I would love to find these teachers and interview them on the channel. So if that's you, please email me. So between 2017, 2018, the National Center for Education Statistics did a surveyed teachers, and what they found that 44% of them said that they were, only 44% said that they were very satisfied. Now that was a decrease from previous years. So the last time they did a study was around 2008, 2009. And at that time, 59%, 60% of teachers reported being very satisfied. So we've dropped now from 59%, 60% down to 44%. That's a huge drop of people who are working in a profession and not liking it, right? And we know what that means. You're waking up not wanting to go to work. You're probably sitting in your car in the parking lot trying to talk yourself into going into work. I've heard stories, I've seen tons of videos here on YouTube about teachers crying in their cars and, trying to get out of the car because they're dreading the day. So you are probably in that statistic where you are not very satisfied. So, and one of the reasons they talked about, in part of this dissatisfaction is coming from, of course, stress. But the ultimate culprit is burnout. So you're not liking your job, you're burnt out for whatever reason, you're having mental issues, mental health issues, you're feeling it physically on your body in the form of insomnia and these headaches, right? The headache is always constantly there. So of course that is going to affect your overall liking your job or not liking your job. So not so surprising statistic for me. Maybe it's surprising for you, but I did not know I would find any articles on that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then number 5 was not surprising for me as well. That teacher burnout or educator burnout is the #1 cause for teachers resigning from their job. So when we talk about high levels of stress and high levels of burnout, that is a predictor of teachers leaving their job. So if you hear your colleagues maybe not using the terminology burnout, right? But they're talking about high levels of stress. And they're talking about, I can't sleep at night and my head is always hurting and I'm dreading coming to work. I just don't like my job. That is the definition of burnout. The correlation says that those teachers, and maybe that's you, are predicted to resign from your job within 12 to 18 months. So, why am I doing this video? So it sounds like a Debbie Downer, but it's not. I am trying to make sure that we're all aware of teacher burnout, that it's real. I'm going to be talking about it over the next couple of videos. My next video talking about the signs that we should look out for. I'm not going to put all of that in that video because it's going to tend to be long. But I want us to keep in mind that teacher burnout, educator burnout is real. And yes, it affects your mental health. It affects your physical health. It affects your job satisfaction and is a strong predictor of you being able to persist in the teaching profession or not. So, what can we do about this information? I believe having the information, like being forewarned is forearmed, right? Knowing that teacher burnout is real, making sure that you are monitoring your feelings, mental health, as well as your physical health. And then, and there are a couple of other videos on this channel, things that you can do to lean in to your self-care. So it is September, the beginning of the school year, and we have to get all the way to June. So we're going to talk about these things throughout this channel, this school year. How can we persist in keeping self-care in the forefront? I want to talk about it. I wanted to make it a normal part of this channel that we are prioritizing self-care, that you are important. And now, yes, our students are important and we should be giving them, our all, but not all of us to the point where we're burning out. Okay, that's my soapbox for today. I hope you learned something about these surprising facts about burnout, because I was surprised. For some not so much. But thank you for tuning in for this video. And in the comment section, if you have other surprising facts that you've come across about burnout, teacher burnout, educator burnout, please put them in the comment section so everybody can hear it. And if you have any surprising tips, which we're going to talk about next video, next week, then put them in the comment section as well so we can all start kind of leaning into self-care. All right, guys, that's it for now. I will see you next week in our next video. And until then, have a great, happy, and healthy non-burnout week. Take care.